Jim O'Day, the executive director of Integrity Restored, joins us. And Jim helps organizations, parishes, and communities fight the harmful effects of pornography. Let's take a look.
And joining us now on This Is the Day is Jim O'Day. He's the executive director of Integrity Restored. Jim, thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you so much for having me. It's my pleasure, honestly.
Jim, maybe before we get into the problem of pornography, maybe if you could just talk a little bit about Integrity Restored and the organization itself.
Yeah, so the organization was founded just over 10 years ago. Dr. Peter Klaponis, one of our founders, is a licensed practicing therapist, and he just noticed that so many more men and couples were coming to him with this problem of internet online porn addiction. And there wasn't really anything to help them from a Catholic perspective. So he talked to a couple people, number of priests, including Father Sean Kilcawley and Father Sean and Pete and a guy named Ryan Foley from Covenant Eyes decided to start this organization called Integrity Restored. They asked me to be on the board, and then a couple of years down the road, they asked me to come run it full time. And since then, we've trained hundreds and hundreds of priests throughout the country. We're actually developing an online certification program for priests and dioceses right now. We've gone into hundreds of schools, trained thousands and thousands of kids and parents how to deal with this, and actually focused on helping couples as well. So it's been incredible growth for this ministry that nobody wants to talk about.
I know, and if you could just give a quick snapshot, Jim, of just how big this problem is in the United States, actually and around the world.
I always say I only have to say two things, Kevin, to kind of get that point across. The first is I can absolutely guarantee to you, if you yourself are not struggling, you absolutely know and love someone who is. It's that widespread. Yeah. And then the second thing is, if we just want to understand the scope, think about Major League Baseball, the NBA, and the NFL. Those are huge money-making organizations. Porn surpasses them all every year.
Wow.
The porn industry is bigger, and that's with only 10% of content being paid for.
Wow, that's amazing. Maybe if you could talk a little bit about someone, so someone has an issue, a problem, how do they go about dealing with that? What are some of the science-based or biblically correct ways of dealing with this problem?
Well, I think that's why Integrity Restored is in such a great position, because we approach this problem of pornography addiction with what we call the three pillars. The first pillar is strong science and therapy. The neuroscience behind this addiction tells us all we need to know. And we know that therapy is very effective in helping people break free. The second pillar is an increase in the spiritual life, frequent reception of the sacraments, and spiritual direction. And then the third pillar is relationships and accountability, because addiction operates in isolation, and we can't do this alone. So if you are struggling and you want help, the first thing I would say is reach out to your priest, go to confession, set up a session for spiritual direction, and then get yourself a therapist and start talking about the root causes, because quite often pornography is usually the symptom of something deeper.
Yeah, yeah. And I know a lot of people in society don't see this as a problem as well, Jim. Maybe if you could address that too, and how to reach those people to show them that this is in fact a problem.
So there's a lot of reasons why they don't see it as a problem. One, because it's just so commonplace today. It's become part of culture. It's normalized. The other thing we have to understand is that the average age of exposure in the United States is between 8 and 10 years old. Wow. So these people are growing up with porn as part of their everyday habits. The second thing is we don't do a good enough job particularly as church, in talking about the science. If you understood the science between pornography addiction and the fact that you can put an alcoholic or a drug user in a CT machine, show them images of alcohol or drugs, and a certain area of the brain lights up. Well, if you put a porn addict in and show them images of porn, the same area of your brain lights up.
Mm,
You see, what we're getting addicted to is the dopamine.
yeah.
So if we start the conversations with those people about the science and not about the sin, don't just make this a moral issue, we have a lot better chance of success.
Well, Jim, this is a very important topic. Unfortunately, we're running out of time, but thanks so much for being with us and for letting people know. And how can people find out more about this, and where would they go to check out all that Integrity Restored is doing?
Please go to integrityrestored.com. We have 3 free ebooks if you sign up that you can download. We have an online coaching program that you can take to educate yourself about this. We have a weekly podcast, and there's just so many resources. Integrityrestored.com.
Excellent. Thank you, Jim, for being with us. We appreciate it.
Thank you so much for the opportunity, Kevin. God bless you and all you do.